So do you remember when the situation happened with him and Joe, like where Joe called him whack and Cuban said, "Oh, well, I want out of the contract then," and everything? Like, did he talk to you about that before the night at Jimmy's?
So that was like things that he spoke about not feeling comfortable. But again, he was a loyal person, man. He is a loyal person. So he really in his mind, I mean, I feel like he really thought that he could ride the wave out and it was going to be what it was supposed to be. When that shit happened at Jimmy's, like I said, that was it. That was all, everything was off the table. Like that shit happened in front of a crowd of people on the stage. You got to remember that this wasn't like some closed moment that was in the corner of the club. This was in front of everybody at an album release party.
Angie Martinez album release party. You know what I mean? So there's a
Exactly.
lot of people,
A
industry
lot of people.
people.
Yes. And he did it on some sucker shit, like the way it all happened, dropping the mic, not passing him the mic, this and that. And then him getting cut on the stage like that. And then the people, I remember him speaking about that too to me, like, yo, you know who's your real people when they show up when you hurt, when you in a situation. And some of those people didn't show up. So that was another thing that changed the ball game. It's like, damn, where this nigga at? Where this nigga at? Why he ain't here? Why he ain't come see me and see how I'm doing? So yeah, I remember a lot of that, man. Like, and Q was fiery after that, boy. He's ready to take off heads, man.
Because you found out what, like the day after it happened? Because I don't
Yeah,
imagine that you were there, right?
I wasn't there. I wasn't there because a lot of situations like that I wouldn't go to because I was always on some, yo, I'm an engineer, I'm a producer, I gotta do what I gotta do over here and hold this down, right? So when I would go to certain situations and events, it'd be something crazy that happened. So I'm always like, yo, what are you doing here? You don't need to be here and all this craziness. You got goons here for this. Why am I here getting into the goon work? Nah. So I would stay away from certain situations because I was smart enough to know I don't got time for I can't afford getting arrested. I can't afford going down for a gun charge. I need to be here to make this music. And that's what my passion was. So I stuck to that, bro. So I was in the studio. They would have to drag me out the situations. Like, come on, we're going over here. You coming with us. And I'm like, all right, all right. But sometimes against my will, because, you know, I'm kind of like a homebody dude when it comes to that because of the music.
Right. So
So I
what was
wasn't
your
there for that.
reaction though when you found out that
Oh, man.
happened at?
Disbelief, bro. Disbelief. I was just like, wow, that's a ballsy move. You know what I mean? And then the way he painted that picture, I was like, damn, this is crazy, man. Like,
Well, so Cuban
it,
calls you and tells you what happened, or like
well,
how does it?
he pulled up. He pulled up and just was basically, you know, speaking about how it went down.
Oh, and you see the scar on his face or the bandage, right?
Yeah, and then he just spoke about it for a long time after that. Like it would come up, it would just come up sometimes, like, you know, just off of like, I guess, pure anger, you know, and just like frustration. Because then the blackballing came with that. Once the blackballing came, then it was a wrap. You know?
Right. And we're going to get into that. But would you say that that was that pivotal moment that like you felt completely changed him forever, that you saw like completely different person after that?
Yeah, he went from a comfort zone to being like, you gotta worry about who he's dealing with, how they dealing with him. He had to kind of like look over his shoulder. Not to say that he was like looking over his shoulder to see who was stabbing his back, but he wanted to make sure nobody was going to ever stab him in his back again. That was a different it was a different Cuban, man. Like for a minute, like he just was on some, I don't trust nobody, you know. When I'm out here, I gotta get it however I gotta get it, and I don't trust nobody. I'm gonna take this from whoever I gotta take it from to get back to where I need to be. But he was really hurt, and he was really like I said, I think he was really looking at the world like, yo, if they did that to me, anybody could do that to me. I put my faith in these people, put my trust in them. My whole career was in their hands, and here I am at their demise, and my brother ain't here to back me up. Because if his brother was here, that shit wouldn't have happened.
Right.
That wouldn't have happened.
So it was it was kind of like a mixture of like major events being back to back. You lose Pun, and then you end up in this like dispute, business dispute with Joe that turns to the streets and everything like that. Like if they had just like shot the fair one, that would have been a different situation. But the fact that it, whenever anything leads to bloodshed, it's like forget about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something else now.
So you lose your brother, you lose your record that's supposed to be this is your first time coming out as a solo artist. You lose that, and then you be betrayed by the people that you put all your faith and love into. Like, I mean, most men couldn't withstand that. They might have turned the cheek and just went and did something real crazy, but he didn't. He stood tall and did what was the next move that was best for him. And that's when he made the move with be like bringing him in with us and saying, look, you ever need a place to make your shit happen, you always got here.